It appears that people are realizing Armgenics is actually really good. Make sure you guys smash the link crap out of that subscribe button so you guys don't miss out more content. And reminder, Kongs does in fact have up the mystery packs. If you guys are interested in walking away with one of these, I'll leave a link down below. It's a good chance to see just a fun little opening for the holidays and get some potentially interesting good stuff for your purchase. Now, the Ally of Justice Arms Return Zero. So there's been a lot to think about with this card because it's been gaining a lot of steam recently. And the reason for this, well, it's actually just a really, really good card. It's upwards to 6 negates all on one card, but it has to have every different attribute. So you only get one dark, but you also get a dark, a light, and all of that based on what's in your graveyard. So a couple of things have been popping up with this, why this card's being talked about right now. One, some Rose Dragon players have been looking at this card as a potential little option to mess around with in the deck for combo, which, I mean, hence the Dark Tuner here. But also, Crystron can abuse this when we get Halki Fibrax 2, because Hulk tags into the Excel Synchron, and then you can take, well, it doesn't truly tag in, but it special summons the Excel Synchron, and we can take Excel Synchron plus, you know, the non-tuner level 5, and congratulations, you automatically got a dark attribute in the graveyard, plus with Crystron, you're going to have some of those other attributes available to you as well. And, I mean, congratulations, you're finally seeing this card hit the $5 to $6 range. We all kind of had a feeling this was going to happen. It just took way longer than I think most of us expected it to, because we knew the players were going to start to look for replacements in Baron de Fleur. Now, I mean, this truly is not a generic solution, as it does require the Dark Tuner, but having that multi-range of negates available to you is what is making this card look very inviting for a lot of people right now on the market. So congratulations to Armgenics. I mean, it never got a higher reprint. This now means I get to look at Terminal Revenge. Magia, market price now at $5.93. How the mighty have fallen. Rays are still holding about $3.25 actually, and we have 9 listings finally. Roses, oh my god, Rose actually is catapulted even further beyond. You have a low listing at $170, but your market price is much higher than that. Your market price was $248. Yeah, no. Branded Fusion coming in at $210 now. That's pretty standard. Looks like $200 now if you were wanting Lubellions. Boxes are down to $148. That's not bad. Orcust have been kind of dropping down. You have 22 listings now at $128 for light play. Snatchy Steels have dropped down to $88. I mean, we do have the collector's rare for this now, if I recall. So there's that. Diviners are 76s. Sprite Gigantics are 49s. Okay, Exodia's 51s. Lancia's coming in at 42s. Looks like Lara's are up to 50 now. So these have been cruise controlling. Okay. Phantom U-Bells, 48s. Sprins. This might be honestly one to look at for long term right now, because I've been seeing a couple lists popping up in Japan, kind of giving this card a little look at, just for the possibility of building it into Tri-Brigade. And I mean, long term, you've had a couple of sales, but it's not really moving at a crazy rate right now. So Sprint's one to think about long term. Wow, the Karibo's dropped down to 39. The Blaze is down to 32. Alright, well, that's crazy. I mean, these are still 33s, but its counterpart's $20. I'd rather just pick up QCRs at this point. Infernoid Evil's still holding at 48s, even though it's mandatory for dolls. Dankatron's 45s. Our counterpart here is $20 for the Red Lotus Flame King, which is so crazy to think about. God, man, if you pulled the Shining Star, you got $20 is crazy. 18s. Oh, wow, Lancias are still $15 from this set. Phantom U-Bells still holding at 12s. Lara's, these are still at 40 listings. Wow, these never repopulated at all. These are still like $10. That's crazy to think about. That Lara has held up. That way, individual booster packs of this set are now $12 on up to $19. What? Korikaras are still 8. The Archfiend is still 9. The Gen X, poor guy, $7 for a QCR. I mean, you're only ever making one, right? If your opponent breaks the one, you're dead. Evil at 4 to 5. Diviner coming in at 5. There is your Arms Zero Gen X at $6. Grand Guiganals are still like 4 to 5, honestly. I guess people want slightly higher rarities on that, which, I mean, I don't really blame you for. Branded Fusions are also still 2 to 3s. I guess when you want secret upgrades. Sprite Blues are still 2 to 3s. Dollars on Georgius. So I guess my takeaway with this set in the long term, there are good and bad with it. I mean, it's a battle set. It's where we typically get all of the the premium pack cards ported in, and we kind of have to look at Konami going, well, is this good or bad for the long term? Witchcrafter, you've got to remember, everybody, we just got some Endymion Witchcrafter support this morning, which means Madame Verres have been getting kind of clocked out of the market. These are $12 a piece. Interesting. Witchcrafter Creations coming in at 10s. Pitores actually are pretty cheap. Looks like Holidays are dollars. Golems are dollars. I think we can safely say almost everything underneath the helm of Witchcrafter in general is looking pretty decently cheap. I don't know, I'm not really seeing anything too negative here on this. I still find it funny that Magnificent Mavens as a whole is still worth $20. But to be fair, Verre has always kind of been like this. She's one of those really niche interaction cards for this deck, and also, I mean, Witchcrafter does have a very interesting following. Magistus. Love the Battles of Legend Monster Mayhem boxes or 50s. We do have Spoon coming. We all know how that card's going to change and do crazy things to the game, but Verres are still 32s. The Narus are still 25s for the collector's rares. Artemises are still writing 10s for the QCRs. We've long since seen Crowleys drop back down 10s. You guys remember the spike up, right? I cannot imagine that spike isn't going to occur again. So, let this formerly be a little bit of a heads up here. We might be seeing Crowley crawling back up to the abyss here. Zorowas are still 8s for the Ultras. Chorozos are still 2 to 3s. I mean, that card has definitely proven itself. Calamities are now 2 to 3s. Renona's back down to 50s for lower rarity. I think that's really about it, right? There's nothing else really too big that when you look at the Magistus stuff that you lose your mind over. Zorowa, the Magistus, Verena Thragana, God, I can't pronounce it. Zorowa Fusion, 45 cents to $1. The rest of this Magistus stuff is cheap. The Crescent Moon Endymion here is also really, really cheap. I'm glad that they at least ported that in and made it, super easily affordable. Tokens! OMG! My favorite! These things are expensive, man. $11, $10, basically $10 after shipping. Just talk about the little collector side of the market. I mean, how often do these actually sell? Every couple days. I mean, okay, it's not bad. The Pegasus token from Doom of Dimensions, also same thing here, man. These are actually, once this one cheap one's gone, you're at $11 to $12, which is interesting. As you can clearly see, I mean, we got sales data moving around. So, yeah, interesting little market day here. Seeing Arms Gen X return, actually doing some things on the market. I'm not necessarily surprised, and nor should you be, but this is just how things are acting right now, and I'm not hating it too much, honestly. It's not a bad place to be. So please, leave a comment down below, tell me what you guys think, and I'll see your beautiful faces back here in a day, guys. Patrons! Thank you.
Thank you so much for watching. Check out these other videos.